Now, our next guest we spoke to just before he embarked on an epic 1,700-mile cycling tour through Europe. Incredible.
I'm exhausted just thinking about that. But the former footballer Ashley Cain took on that gruelling challenge to raise money for the Azaylia Foundation, a charity set up to honour his daughter who died just 8 months old from a rare form of leukaemia.
Yeah, we're so delighted to say that Ashley joins us now. Really good to have you back on 5 News. The first question is, how are you doing?
To be honest, you'd think I'd be tired, but I got back and I was extremely bored and I felt still, and I was just questioning myself to think, what's next?
Wow. Well, congratulations, huge congratulations that you're able to complete it. How did you do it? What did you think of? What got you through what would have been incredibly gruelling?
I mean, there's no doubt about it. This challenge was tough. It was difficult. But I said, obviously, in my daughter's eulogy, I wanted to take her out around the world. And this was our first step into Europe. And we got to see some beautiful places. We crossed France, we crossed Switzerland, and we ended up in Rome. So it was an amazing journey, but I always put life into perspective. And compared to what these children go through, the pain that we faced on the ride was nothing. And that's enough to get us through. And to take my daughter around the world, I can push my limits to anywhere.
Anybody who followed you on Instagram, and I followed you quite closely after you came on this programme, and you were so inspirational, they would have seen that it was a mental challenge, it was a physical challenge, you know, it was a spiritual challenge as well. But what's come out of that is the ability to fund some amazing projects. Tell us about the PhD project which you're involved in.
I mean, it's something that we're incredibly proud of. We all know that childhood cancer is the #1 killer of children in the UK. And we're hoping that the PhD scholarship fund is going to be a real game changer, because we're looking to tackle the problem at its root, and we're looking to bring new talent and new research into childhood cancer. And the amazing thing is we're going to scale this with the support of brands and corporates to really have the impact that's needed. And like I say, we're so proud about it because we believe that this is going to make the right steps into creating a bright future for these children who are fighting.
So I watched the interview that you did with Dan before you went on the trip. And Ashley, do you understand the inspiration that you are as a man talking about childhood baby loss? That's something that doesn't happen very often. I mean, what do people say to you when they hear you talking about your grief and how you're dealing with this?
I mean, I kind of noticed going through this journey and since that there's a lot of people that are struggling with loss and with grief, and there's a lot of people struggling with mental health in general. I don't really pay attention to the praise that I get. I more so pay attention to my journey and just being open and honest with the things that I go through and hoping that it can help, because I think it's important to be transparent. It's important not to pretend that you're strong and not Superman all the time, because sometimes you are going to feel down. But the reason why I'm transparent is because I like people to know that just because you're down, it doesn't mean you're out, because the next day you might be strong enough to pick yourself back up again. It's
a brilliant message. And you do push yourself. You're on the latest series of SAS Who Dares Wins as well. I mean, you like a challenge, don't you?
Yeah, I can't get away from it. I'm a glutton for punishment. When I went on SAS, it was very close to the loss of my daughter. It was a time where I didn't really know who I was. And that's why I wanted to go on there, because I knew that I'd have to step outside my comfort zone. I know I'd have to push myself to the limit, but I believed that was make or break. I believed I would either find out who I was on that show or I'd go under. And I took that risk. I went on there and it was absolutely incredible. And I believe that I took a lot from that experience, because I went all in, I gave the show the respect it was deserved, and I came out a stronger man.
Well, you're amazing to have on again. I'm so glad that we promised we'd get you back on. Yeah. You've come back on, you've raised an awful lot of money, and you're genuinely changing people's lives. Actually, it's a real privilege and a pleasure to speak to you again. Thank you.
Thank you. It's great to be here. Thank you very much.
That's what you're doing. Thank you.